lovely, lovely.
I feel lovely, Joan Rivers.
Dress. Who designed this dress? It's just beautiful.
I can feel your eyes boring into this frock, Jane. This frock of mine was designed by my son, Kenny.
Beautiful.
He's such a talented boy, my son. He won the Mr. Leather competition in Australia a few years ago. And he's a choreographer. He's very, very well known in Australia in the department store display departments. And he's never happier than when he's in socks with a staple gun in his hand. And he took dressmaking classes at night. And, you know, he was so tired, bless him, he'd stoop over my bed to give me a goodnight kiss. His mouth would still be full of pins. Still full of pins. But he's lovely. He hasn't thrown himself into the arms of the first girl who comes along, or the second, or even the third. and neither is his flatmate, Clifford Smale.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a lovely time.
Because last time in L.A. wasn't as much fun.
Well, I always like L.A. It's very raunchy, very me, but I'm just hoping, Joan, that you're going to be nice to me, because you've got all my phone numbers, darling. You have. You've even got my telex number, and you know I'm probably one of the few people you know with an in-purse telex. I have. I've got a little telex in my purse, so no disclosures, darling, or it could cost you telephone numbers, Joan Rivers.
Now, there's not a dark side to you, is there, Dame Edna?
Well, I've got little dark nooks and crannies. What woman hasn't? Audience, please don't be uncalled for. I have, but I'd never give anyone the rough edge of my tongue, Joan. I don't except perhaps my bridesmaid, Madge Alsop. She's my constant travelling companion, Madge. And, you know, she was my bridesmaid. She caught my bouquet, as a matter of fact, on the back of the neck. In fact, I wiped out an entire nerve centre, Joan. So that wretched woman, has been dependent on me ever since. She's totally dependent. She's defenceless. Well, she's a New Zealander, of course. But she's had a tragic life, Madge. Very, very sad, Stephanie. Madge's husband passed away on their honeymoon. They were, yes, isn't it awful?
Oh.
Yes, they were in New Zealand. They were visiting one of the boiling mud springs that are a feature in New Zealand. And he was leaning over a little ornamental bridge trying to get a snapshot and fell into the boiling mud, Joe.
Oh.
Fortunately, they saved the camera.
Oh.
It was a horrible incident.
Oh. Was there anybody around to help?
Oh, yes, there were a lot of witnesses. Experienced swimmers, too, but not in boiling mud.
Now, thank God you've never had anything like boiling mud. I mean, you're such a healthy woman. Have you ever been under a doctor's care at all?
I'm as fit as a fiddle, Jane. You know, I never had postnatal depression. Though, funnily enough, my children did. They did. But I haven't any stretch marks. Stephanie, I have no stretch marks at all. Though my bridesmaid, Madge Alsop, is covered with stretch marks, Jane. And she's never had any kiddies at all. She's also got yawning pores. It's like the face of 1,000 nostrils, Jane. But, darling, I'm very, very fit. You know, of course, I'm always popping in to see my gynecologist. You know, he looked up the other day and he said I was still capable of having grandchildren. Isn't that gorgeous? But I've still got my drives and my juices, Joan, and I had a very thorough checkup in Beverly Hills the other day. I was swarming with specialists. They were swarming all over me. And at the end of the examination, I said, well, doctors, what's the verdict? They said, oh, we'll tell your private physician. I said, I'm not leaving this office till you've all given me the thumbs up. Well, about 10 minutes later, I stepped into my limo, a very happy woman indeed.